Alright everyone, welcome back to Champions of the Fog. We are playing Lich on the Coal Tower. I am personally excited to see a Lich set. This is an interesting killer and underplayed, I think, in comp, so definitely a treat for the time. And this is going to be also our last matchup of the weekend, I believe, and I get to do it with my co-caster, Bob. How are you doing today, Bob? Are you excited for
I'm
our
doing
Vecna?
delightful. I was about to say, unlike this man who's about to take a skeleton to... I wouldn't even be the face, would it? But, it's alright, we take a tag anyway. Oh,
Oh.
do we get the block?
Yeah, I thought that was going to be a hit there for a second, but he did manage to. Oh, okay, that is going to be a down. An excellent use of multiple spells, actually, by Gallowfake. I think we got 3 different spells there to get that down, and a pretty fast down at that. That was. I mean, Lich on Cold Tower, it's kind of hard to know how fast the downs are supposed to be, but I know he isn't a very strong killer. This is a slightly weaker killer on the tier list. Survivors don't have the best perks to work with, and you can see Caliphate actually has a totem build somewhat. We have Ruin and Undying, Pain Res and Corrupt. Corrupt is already over, of course, as our ace player did go down already, and we see some survivors kind of lurking in the area, so definitely have a bit of pressure so far. Nancy is cranking a generator, and we see some other gens being worked on as well from the HUD.
I mean, yeah, you summarized it pretty well. We had a very quick down. We're just gonna fly back. I guess he wasn't expecting the very sudden pallet pickup, and that's why it caught him a bit off guard. And
Yeah.
getting punished for his crimes.
Yeah, that palette pickup was really good. Our add-ons, by the way, if anyone's unfamiliar with Lich add-ons, are Pearl of Power, which is, I think that's cooldown after basic attacks, which I like that add-on, and Boots, which is the Mage Hand add-on. Ooh, and this is gonna possibly be a... Okay,
Don't get it.
that's a trade. That's a trade.
That is a bit of a trade. And it wasn't even a Skochik either, but we're just gonna fly after him. Try and block him. Not quite getting the block. Ooh, that was on ping. That would have scared me.
This might be a down, actually.
Not much, yeah. Not much you can do here. Shack is apparently not safe.
Yeah, against Vecna, it's all about whether or not those spells are on cooldown. And unfortunately, for Zac, we did not have the hand on cooldown in that moment, which was kind of the spell that Gallowfake needed there. But yeah, that's going to be a death hook at 3 gens. A gen does pop in the meantime, and we have some progress on other gens. The Dispelling Sphere giving us some information, and I think an aura reading from Undying as well, giving the same info. But this is
Just to make sure.
not... Yeah, just some extra info just in case. And a good stun by our Nancy as well.
They have been breaking a bit of the top gens too and making that 5 gen a little less daunting, which is good for them, but they really do need to pop out another couple more gens before this tunnel happens. Do you think they're going to be going for the save or just leaving them on hook?
It's kind of hard to tell. I mean, Lich is pretty good at denying unhooks, but that's only if he gets the skeletons first. So it's... Oh, that's going to be immediately going back to the unhook. I wonder if our Tori was rotating for the save. It doesn't look like she was close enough, actually. Yeah, and Ace misses a skill check. I think he's going to be dying on a hook. And Tori rotated all the way for it, too, so wasted a bit of time there.
Yeah, and there's gonna be another tag too, so everyone is injured. We do pop a gen for it, but and we are taking chase where we need to take it. But I think he's gonna, yeah, he's just gonna leave and now go play gen defense. He has all info on survivors right now. This is a little bad.
Yeah, that's gonna be a chase on our Nancy. Nancy was already injured. There's no pallet here, but she does a little bit of bamboozling here. I think Gallifake got a little bit turned around there by that ball. That was an excellent ball, and we have the main building now to work with. And yeah, if she drops that pallet there, that's gonna be a hand slowing her down anyway, so she knows she can't drop it. This pallet, though, is definitely gonna come down, and she is heading her way into the TL. TL is actually one of the safer tiles against Vecna as, I mean, there's 2 windows, and you can't do much against windows except for maybe slow him down and get a hit with skeletons, but that's going to be Nancy going down. Just to an M1, not to any sort of spells or anything like that, though maybe the threat of the spells did help there.
I
And
think honestly,
our
there was a dull totem in here, so he was getting major undying value and didn't even need a mind game too much.
yeah, I
It
think
full
you're right.
on Nancy.
Hmm.
Very unfortunate placement for that. We
Um,
always have to play
our
quite carefully here, though.
No, for sure, and a painter is coming through too on Nancy. Um, we do see Buffy, and they are heading to this pallet. This was the pallet that got picked up in that first chase, remember? Mei-chan picked it up, and more undying value from Gallowfake. We've been seeing these perks pretty much the whole game, just getting a lot of value, and maybe they should have even just cleansed the totem for the undying value, because despite the Dispelling Sphere, he's getting a lot of information. But is going to be crouching. That's Urban Evasion coming out from our Tori to help crouch those skeletons. But I mean, yeah, it might be a down. It depends on if we win the 50-50, and we do.
And that's next to Shack too, and that's quite a high progress gen. I guess they haven't had time to cleanse the totems really. We are gonna maybe be getting a reset. He is flying on over to interrupt, but I don't think he like makes it far enough.
Yeah, gonna
Survivor would be very
be
nice right now.
heading to the top side of the map, and the Dispelling Sphere coming out. Nancy did get healed up though, so I mean, I think he's actually on Nancy. Oh no, that's actually Hanato. And a balance landing, I believe, coming out from Hanato as well, and taking chase towards the main building. We know the main is a bit strong against Vecna, and just a pre-drop of that pallet to avoid a potential mage hand coming out later.
A fly to catch up. We're just gonna break the pallet. Are we gonna go back to the town? Or are we gonna keep chase up here? Gonna keep chase up here.
He's choosing to
Or not.
drop though, it looks like, and going back to the bottom of the map. Honestly, not the worst idea, as despite
No.
there being some pallets gone in this area, main is still pretty strong, I think.
Yeah, and they know that he knows that they know where his totem is. That Shen had a bit of progress. He wants to make sure he can he can secure a 4K too. That would put him in a very good position.
Gonna be flying after our Tori. Our Tori is already injured, and she might be going down fast here. I think there was a pallet over here though, but we don't get to the mage hand in time to stop it from being dropped. So, and oh, the skeletons don't work either, unfortunately, for Gallifake, but maybe the mage hand gonna be doing some work on this pallet. Yeah, it looks like our green add-on plus the spell itself getting that down for us there. Tori could not drop that pallet and is going to be going back onto the hook. I believe this is her second hook. I think our only fresh hook, correct me if I'm wrong, Bob, but I think our fresh hook is on Hanato.
Yes, he has evaded capture for quite a while. Be good if he popped his gen though. Molitos takes chase.
And Nancy's been clinging to this tile for a lot of the game as well, and for good reason. It's a pretty good window into a pallet to work with, I think, and taking chase. Are we dropping here? No, we're actually committing to... Oh, and a tag comes through. In the meantime, Hanato does pop the generator at the top side of the map, but that also means that he hasn't rotated yet for the save, and I think Gallifake realized that, and realized that he can just cut off our Hanato player from going to the hook, so doesn't quite get there in time. We do see the save coming through. Tori trying to take the BT hit, but we can just go through with
Yeah.
skeletons, yeah.
Oh, that's a funny animation. Looks like there was a party there. Litos was also there trying to work the gen. Most high progress, but sunken cost fallacy. I'm not sure this gen is just safe to work anymore.
Tori's taking chase once again, some undying value. And might be going down. This is not... Ooh, yeah, we're just gonna be forcing lockers so that Poofy can get unhooked by our Nancy, and that is going to be the second death of the match, I believe. So we are going to be entering the 2v1 at one generator remaining. And given that we do have Ruin up, there is probably very little progress on gens across the map. As Ruin has been doing some work. Maybe Nancy had a little bit of progress, but I doubt she had too much. Ooh, okay. That was a really
Fantastic
good.
call on that. That was
Yeah.
so good. Yeah, I was about to say if survivors can sneak away, maybe get a reset, they could work the gens, but it was just too close to the down. Come on out, come on out.
Not quite a head on, unfortunately, and that is gonna be a 4K1, Bob.
That is very good work for Gallo.
Yeah, Lich is maybe a set that we don't see too often, but I think 4K1 is pretty impressive, to be honest. On this killer, maybe we would see a 4K1 on a stronger killer, and that would be more expected, but I did not expect 4K on this killer at all, let alone a 4K at one generator remaining. So well played to Gallo. And honestly, I wonder, Hanato trying to get the hatch there unfortunately does get picked up, but I wonder how much the unfamiliarity plays
I was
into
just
this
gonna
set.
say.
You think that they're a bit unfamiliar with this killer?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of, especially with the newer killers. I feel like even if it's technically not a super strong killer, there's just the uniqueness, especially with a killer like this that has so many powers, so many little things you have to think about and figure out how they work. Takes a little bit more to get used to. Hello and hello, welcome back to the second Lich match. This time it'll be Hysteric on the killer with Bahufi as his pilot. We'll have to see if he can beat 4K1 allegations. And already he's seeing a lot of survivors. So I suspect we're going to have very immediate chase, unless we get lost in the tile. That works too.
Yeah,
The body block though.
we've been doing an excellent cutoff with that fly animation, and Rebecca still manages to get to the pallet though, not completely caught off guard. And this is a little bit of a tricky tile to play. I think, ooh, a little bit of a mind game coming through. But she does make it to this gym at 5, and that is going to be the first hit.
Well, they do get a totem popping though, so it's gonna be no. I don't know if he had Ruin and Undying or just Ruin, but we're gonna have one less totem to worry about, and none of that sneaky aura reading.
Oh yeah, the aura reading the last set was pretty
It was good,
drastic,
yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah.
More than I expected. And we've got the other one. This is a lot more strong start on the survivors part this time. Chase was about the same, but and they do pop too.
Yep, they popped just in time for that hook. So nobody is going to be hooked next to a high progress gen. 2 totems gone, but we do...
We actually.
Well, we do see the aura of a third totem, so there is a third undiscovered totem in the set, and we know that the killer did not have corrupt. So there is an undiscovered perk so far, so that might be interesting later in the set, but Bahufi is going to be kind of patrolling a little bit. We don't find... Ooh, we actually do find our stable here, and that's going to be a chase in the Palagem Wish and a crouch check by Gallifake. Did not come through, unfortunately, for them, but Buffy going back to the hook, just taking some tags, doing some patrolling, playing this pretty safe, I think.
I'll be honest, I didn't realize that he didn't have corrupt at the start. The chase was so fast. I had to focus on it. But yeah, it's very aggressive playstyle, and I do like it. But it can be a little scary with gens flying.
Mm-hmm.
Even for a relatively quick chase.
Yeah, we do want to be camping this Rebecca to second stage, though getting that second stage would be huge for getting a tunnel out early in the game. I believe there was a pretty early tunnel out in the last set, so Buffy following in the footsteps of previous Lich, and a very good down on our Nia player. And as I don't know if you heard it, Bob, but as Rebecca got unhooked, we heard a stack of something, so
Did hear
keeping
a
that up
fun
our
little thing.
sleeve. I think that might be a little Devour Hope going on because I don't know what else makes that noise when you get unhooked. But Rebecca taking chase of the shack. That is our tunnel out. There's no pallet here, I don't believe, so she might be in a little bit of trouble in a second. I mean, the shack window is pretty strong though, to be fair, against the Lich. So we'll see how long she can last.
Yeah, gonna be running back to the just safety. I'm not sure how much your team can help you against the Lich, because no, hit tanking doesn't mean much when there's an army of skeletons.
That is going to be the first elimination at 2 gens, which is honestly pretty late in the game, though. I mean, yes, this is a death, but I think the win con was 4K1, right? So we have to stop 2 more gens from popping. Though there is an injured survivor, so if we manage to find this reset, which we did find the Sable player, and she is going to be taking a hit. This main building is very strong, though, so it might be a little bit of trouble chasing her in a second. We are going to find out soon.
I believe the Tycon is 4K1, so if he wants to win this particular set, he's gonna have to get a 4K2, which is now.
Did I say WinCon? Yeah, you're
You
right.
did.
I meant Tycon.
I mix them. Words don't mean anything, it's fine.
True. But kind of lost our Sable. Chose to drop actually, and going to be. I mean, I actually don't think this Devour Hope is gonna matter too much in a second, just because we have to get a lot of hooks, and there's still half a generator's progress worth that the Claudette was working on. You can see in the HUD she has it over 50%, and I mean either we have to get the Sable down and get a Devour Hope stack, or we have to interrupt the gen, right? And we do get her
I
down,
mean, we
so
do. Hey, problem solved.
yeah, this might be good. It really depends on if we can interrupt Claudette's generator.
I think we're gonna do just that. Oh, that's perfect, and it's right here too.
And a pain res.
A lot of Jen's bottom though, and that's kind of actually good for him because he's cleared out a lot of pallets at the bottom, and where his totem is as well. So
Gallo fake getting unhooked.
and the body block too.
That is an M1. Yeah, very well played by our Lich. Knows the exact distance for skeletons. If we send skeletons before they manage to get to the window, ooh, that was a good mage hand, but not anything coming out of it. And does what the heck? A bit of auto aim coming through, but we do get the down eventually, and that is going to be the third hook on our Claudette. Well, sorry, the third pain res on our Claudette, and just gonna head back into the area we know that we hooked the survivor previously. I don't know if Goofy knows exactly where they went off to, but we know that they're in this area somewhere. And Nia is just gonna hop on main gen. Nia is our last fresh hook.
You know, at this point, if he does get another unhook, which I assume is going to happen, and he keeps chase up here, we might actually get a little bit of value for those insta downs. Yeah, there it is.
Just as you said it. I don't know if
timing.
I don't know if that was I don't know, that might have been a bit of a caster curse, maybe a reverse caster curse, but
I think I did it. Listen, we've all been there, right? Sometimes you just predict the future. We are actually 10 minutes ahead in time. I get to be caster, you know.
Yeah, so
You have to
we
make sure.
now have everyone on the map exposed. It's another stack coming out. So, I mean, these survivors, they really, they might be struggling a little bit, but I think Boofies might also have to struggle a little bit to get this last gen not popped, because yeah, everyone's exposed, but one more generator, and it is the Tycon, unfortunately. So, I mean, I don't know. It depends on what the Sable can do here. She does manage to blind Boofy. That was a very good blind.
Ooh, this is a bit scary though. You gotta win this 50. He's gonna send it. Does fake it. She's wasting a lot of time out here, but yeah, Bloodless is gonna catch you out. You're desperately looking for that totem. I honestly... I don't know if you should just be doubling or like what, because yeah, the last gen We need this win con.
Mhm. Mia is cranking now. Mia is cranking that main gen. I mean, it's kind of tough. Do you just stick the gen, or do you
Oh yeah.
leave and get the unhook and get the extra stack of devour? Like, what do you even do here? I think Buffy knows that Nia is on that main generator though, but that means that
Yes.
Claudette can get that pull for free. Um, so in the meantime, Nia has to worry about that. But
That's
well,
gonna be a Mori though, on this unhook of Mori capabilities.
yeah, that's the fifth stack. If Nia goes down, well, actually, yeah, Gallifrey getting unhooked, I believe, is the fifth stack. So
Mhm.
Nia might be in a little bit of trouble. She looks a little bit zoned as well.
Turn this into a 2v1 is gonna be just this is what he wants, and he's get so much value from Devour this
Yep.
time.
There's the Mori. And I honestly love this Mori. That is such a
So thematic.
I've been really enjoying the recent killer Moris. Unknown, Lich, Dracula. I
They
like them
have been
all.
stepping them up. Oh, I agree. I honestly like. I think after Night, they just really worked hard to get some really beautiful Moris.
hmm
Again, as everyone in the community has been begging for, I do wish they would go and update some of the older killers to make them as cool, as fresh, as hip. You know, that's what the kids say, right? Right?
hmm
Okay, thank you.
I don't know. You did call me young earlier, so
Younger than me is young.
yeah, of course, of course. But yeah, I mean, even though we are entering the 2v1 with Nia getting Moried, this still could be a tie. It really depends on what Gallifake is doing right now. If they manage to get that last generator done, and I say last, it is the not last, the second to last gen, but
Mm,
oh, it's main building and it's 75% of the way done.
that is far,
And he's choosing to
and they're
drop actually.
dropping.
They don't have a pain res on Claudette, I don't think. I think we already used
No,
the pain res.
he's oh no, wait, he carried too long to drop for the Moi. And he's okay, he's just gonna try and close the hatch to shut down. It's a
Hmm.
bit of a long Moi though. Does she get the gen in time?
I think that was a very smart decision though to
Oh yeah.
because
Oh
now she
Justin.
can't finish the gen. She
Resi
doesn't
Deja
make it in time.
anything. That was incredibly smart.
If she had any perks to make that gen go
Right?
faster, I don't. That wasn't a yellow bar, was it, Bob? That was
No,
a
it
gray
wasn't.
bar.
She was
Mm-hmm. That's
not the
unfortunate.
generator queen.
If we had anything, you're right. But I mean, that was super smart by Buffy, dropping at the hatch just so they could Mori and get the hatch closed so that Gallifrey could not finish that last gen. That was down to the wire. If they hadn't dropped there, I think Gallifrey actually would have gotten that main generator done.
Mm-hmm.
Um, or at least even if they hadn't Mori'd there, they would have gotten the gen done.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what they were doing at first to bring them over.
Mm-hmm.
Get the final Moi. What? We're not even gonna. What? Oh, we're getting in a good position.
No, you might just be hooking.
Ugh.
Yeah, we're just hooking.
Ugh.
We
Where's
already
your
got our two
showmanship?
Moris at the
Where's your
game.
showmanship?
Hey, we already got two Moris,
Okay,
right?
okay, okay. You're right. You're right.
I'm happy with that. But yeah, very excellent 4K2. This was not Hysteric's pick on the killer. This was Bombom's, and that. All right, everyone. Welcome to the Doctor set on Father Campbell's Chapel. We have Buffy on the Doctor from Team Hysteric and Bombom on Survivor, and looks like we have a corrupt coming out in the area, in the circus area, and gonna be static blasting to try to find survivors. We did find one survivor off of the static blast. That's gonna be Galavake. And Claudette actually is here as well, taking chase into this carnival area.
Well, if you want to take chase, this is the place to do it. Is in a bit of a 3-gen in the corrupt, but you'll waste some time. He's your doctor. He's got a lot of appointments. He's got an appointment with Claudette. She needs to take her medicine. He's really just trying to give her medicine.
No, for sure. This map is tough even on killers that are a little bit stronger, I think. And so Doctor is one of the weaker killers in my opinion. In a lot of people's opinion. So this might be a little bit tougher, Buffy. We see a sloppy butcher coming out as well. That's gonna be Mangled and Hemorrhage applied to our Claudette, and she's got a lot of pretty strong pallets in this area, Bob. Look at this. Look at this setup.
Yeah, I don't get this. This is a fantastic place to take Chase because she can just keep on running pallet to pallet for a bit. Oh, the
Ooh.
mind game, the red light mind game.
Yeah, it does get the double back there from the doctor, but we see Rebecca hovering for the save. A little bit risky because we do have a static blast available off of cooldown, and if Poopy decides to use that, that's going to be Rebecca revealed. But I think she might be out of range. Yeah, we see Gallifake. Gallifake screams in the main building, so we know where that survivor ran off to. Also because of the scratch marks, and we see another survivor over in this area as well. So lots of info, but we need something to show for it. There is a Claudette next to it, high progress gen, which is very good for our doctor, I think. Goofy got a great hook location.
Yes, definitely. If he can keep this, even a bit of a 4-gen going, he's happy. Though I believe someone was off working one of the gens in 1, so he might be losing that. But it's a bit hard to save from a camping doctor with the shocks. I don't think we're even
Yeah.
going to bother at this point.
The gen progress, I mean, they are splitting 2 different generators, though, to be fair. And I think a third survivor just got on a gen as well, so 3 different generators. But in the meantime, our Claudette might be going to the second stage. It's very difficult to save against Doctor sometimes. You kind of have to double save, and given that everyone was kind of committing to the gens, I don't think that the survivors are going to try to do that. And yeah, he's just gonna leave once she goes second and commit to our survivor over here at Shack. That is a kick. I don't believe that was eruption though, so probably just the dry kick coming out, and maybe just gonna be going back to the hook. I think Paradox might be in a little bit of trouble here, though, but in the meantime, our survivors are cranking generators. We know that there is a gen high progress at Shack. We know that there is a survivor over here in the carnival, given that illusion. So this could really go either way here. This is a strong map, so I'm not totally sure.
Yeah, the generator, the survivors are going fantastic on the generator progress. We're probably going to get 2 gens at least for this death, assuming no fantastic trade comes in, which I do think Bahoofi's just going to completely stop. Oh, but we're going to go try.
Yeah, yeah. I think that might be a death on Paradox, though. In the meantime, oh no, they're actually trying, and Lara.
The body
Oh my
block,
gosh.
though. Uh-oh, uh-oh,
Is this?
uh-oh.
Oh
Yep.
no.
That was a bit of a last-minute fumble by the survivor team, unfortunately.
Yeah, they tried to save Claudette last minute, but Rebecca got a little bit body blocked there, and got pretty much would have been a lot better if they just stayed on their gens.
Push Nia off this gen 2. This is great pressure.
For sure.
Stopping a gen, we are getting extra hooks. We have a nice early death, and there's still 2 gens left. We can get Nia hooked up here. That'd be great too.
Oh no, for sure. I mean, she's oh yeah, she goes down to the double back there.
It doesn't even matter with the double back because the red light at your feet, it's so much harder to see with all the doctor effects.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. This map is pretty strong, like I said, for survivors, but just by camping and pressuring the hook and kind of doing a little bit of area control, Buffy has done a good job here.
We did pop another gen though, and that other gen in the corner is quite far, so there is definitely a risk of a gen popping in his face. And he is going quite far from the hook and the gen. Chase Gallo. Nope. Okay, yes.
We do not want to chase in that shack area, I don't think.
No.
That is a strong, strong area. Swinging through the pallet does not get the hit because Rebecca did not camp or drop it or anything like that, but might be getting hit here based on that double. Oh yeah, the doctor double back to the perfect time. That was very well played. And I think Rebecca might be getting hit here because of it. Just heading it straight to Shack, she knows that that is a very strong area. All these survivors know that, I think, and that's going to be an unhook on Nia in the meantime, but we have 2 survivors now trapped in this carnival area. So it might get a little bit dicey soon.
Gonna get dicey very quickly. Yeah, we used up a lot of pallets here earlier, so you really don't have much. That gen's just ticking away. You hate to see it.
Lara going down in the deep corner of the map, around 11 or 12, sorry, and that's gonna be another hook. I believe. Ooh, looking for a survivor in the lockers over here. I don't
Sneaking
think
around for the save,
Nia
yeah.
was. Yeah, I don't know if Nia's hovering for this save, but was not in that locker, unfortunately for him. But I don't. I don't think it's a bad idea to check because she's definitely in this area somewhere.
The gen spread is not very. It's not definitely not protectable though. So the chances of them popping a gen is very high. Yeah, we have to go keep an eye on it. Maybe we can catch someone rotating. Yes. They have a lot of pallets in this area. Good generator progress so far.
No, for sure. I mean, good gen progress, but everyone is injured, so he does have a bit of pressure here. And that's going to be another chase onto Rebecca. She is already injured at the start of the chase, so she might. Oh, yeah, going down here.
Yep.
And yeah, just going to be taking a hook near the gen. I would not be surprised if the other two survivors are stacking in the meantime, and yeah, they are stacking.
Yes.
Trying to get that gen done in Carnival.
This should be, yeah, there's gonna be another pain res though. So and obviously knows they're both up here, so I don't think they get this in time yet. They're gonna have to leave and rotate for the save again. They just need a really good chase so someone can finish one of these gens, because they're high enough progress.
Yeah, I think they
No info.
honestly would have gotten the gen done if not for the pain res there. Maybe. I mean, it's kind of hard to say
Maybe.
with the Doctor Shock. He might have been able to get somebody into Madness Tier 3, but it would have been close for sure. But that's going to be Lara once again taking chase. Lara has already been pain resed, I believe. I'm not totally sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bob.
Yes, who hasn't been pain res actually? I think it's Nia hasn't been pain res, or
Oh, no, actually, I think Claudette never got pain rest. She died on first hook, and that wasn't a pain rest at the
okay.
beginning, so
You're right, you're totally right.
that's probably it. But Lara going back on the hook, that is going to be the second elimination. No, I think these survivors must get another gen done. There's no way. These gens are so spread out, far away from each other. There's one all the way at Jack and one all the way at Carnival, and they both have some progress on them. So Boofy's gonna have a hard time. Yeah,
Yes.
there it is.
They
It's
did a
gonna
good
have
job
a
of
hard
breaking up
time.
the 3 gen at Carnival, honestly, even with the hook there. So that was a props to them.
The question now is, are we going to be seeing outs? Ooh.
Well, if this is this enough time to get over? It's all the way at 12 because they can't be, so they have to run all the way. The whiff, hey, at any extra second. Oh, but no,
She's
they're
not
still hanging
even
around the area.
there. Okay.
I guess they wouldn't have had enough time to run all the way to 12 and open it.
Yeah, because that was a double on the Gen at Shack, so they were both in the area, but Boofy does
He
see
sees the
blood. He
blood.
sees the blood.
Yep.
He sees the Rebecca. I think she had Iron Will. I'm not totally sure, but unfortunately could not sneak too much. That's going to be the last hook of the game, a 4K0 coming out, and 2 hooks in the basement. We got a little bit of a Christmas tree growing. Well, half
Half a
of a
Christmas tree.
Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But very well played by Boofy, I think. He did a good job. I think the turning point of the game was when they tried to unhook our Claudette, and
Yes.
unfortunately it did not come through. But yeah, what do you think, Bob?
Yeah, just such a simple body block. Really did turn the tides. Hello, hello. Welcome back to the second Doctor set on good old FCC. Hysteric managed to pull out a 4KO. Fantastic work by Boohoofy, and now we're gonna see what Bombom's killer Gallo can do, and we're gonna get immediately revenge on Boofy, it seems. Yeah, get him, Gallo.
Yeah, we are immediately on our Rebecca, but I think Rebecca does actually, yeah, he drops Rebecca here, and Seeing Buffy on the Rebecca this time, Zach took the Hinato, Ron took the ace from Zach, so a little bit of swapping around our survivor characters, but that's going to be a chase back on Rebecca, back on Buffy, and we are in the area 12, the carnival area, and preventing the vault there. Very good job. And just gonna be looping this carnival area. No pallet here, unfortunately, but there is a pallet a little bit further back. Does manage to get the hit here, though.
The meme hit. I like the idea, by the way, of like character charades. Like they have to rock paper scissors for it.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna see some. We're gonna see some hit tanks, and I like that because I like altruism for doctor sets. Sometimes you gotta help out your buddies.
You know, I agree. And I think the stronger the map is, the more taking hits matters because you can get to some pretty strong tiles with altruism like that. And we already see the chase dropped on those two injured survivors. Nancy going to take a hit here, though, does not want to vault the window and get zoned. She wants to go towards Shack, which I think is a very good move. But we do see a reset coming out over here. So maybe not the best move, actually, now that I think about it. I think maybe a little bit of a
Yes.
sandbagging here going on. Wait, oh, and possibly a double down? Oh my gosh. What is
Yes, no
happening?
kidding. Shenanigans. I don't think we're gonna be able to get the pickup in time, and Ron has to. Yeah, Ron has to get out of there because if he gets 3 people on the ground, oh, he's gonna. He wants more. Yeah, he wants more because he sees.
Oh, this might be very, very bad. Meanwhile, Ace is just like, you know what? Heck this, I'm getting on a jet.
Yep, I think that is the correct play. We are gonna take another tag, racking them up on the board. Oh no.
Oh my gosh, there's no unbreakable allowed in the set, by the way. So, I mean, problems? I think pretty
Definitely
big problems.
team.
We need to see a pickup here really, really fast, or else this is going to go very downhill. We don't have a hook yet so far, so recovery is possible, but Gallifake, oh, and Rapid Brutality coming out as well. We see the haste there on the sidebar, and Ace has to snap out before he can even pick up. Um,
Oh
this might be
dear, and with the
very, very
screaming
bad.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a scary position for the T.
Yeah, he can't even pick up. He can't pick up because he's in Madness
Nope.
Tier 3.
Nope.
This is
I'm
a 4K5.
stressed.
This
I'm
is a 4K5
stressed.
pub.
Oh my goodness.
I did not expect to see this in the
You
slightest.
don't. Yeah, you don't go walking in here expecting a 4K5, but
Especially on Father Campbell's Chapel on Doctor, which is an incredibly weak killer. And that is all 4 survivors slugged on the ground.
yep. This gives them a while to think about what they've done, alright?
You know what? I was unaware of your game, Gallifake. They kind of
No
cook here a little bit.
Gallo Fake woke up and chose violence today, and he got it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ace getting on that gen might have kind of sealed the deal a little bit because he could not. He had to snap out of it before he had to pick up, right? And I don't think he really thought of that, and maybe that was a little bit of a misplay on the survivor ends. Well, of course there were a few misplays, definitely interrupting the reset at Shack. Yeah, the 4-man slug on the doctor coming through. You know, I saw a 4K5 the other day, and it was on Billy. It was on a different team, of course.
That one makes sense though.
That was
like,
a little bit, yeah, on Doctor.
Yeah.
That's wild.
You don't see this very often. I'll be honest, I don't think I've seen it before myself, but it is the first time for everything.
Mm-hmm. You know, I was a little bit taken aback there for a second because I was so prepared. I was seated, ready to cast for a while with you for the whole set, and I blinked and everyone was on the ground. So, excuse me for being a bit caught off guard.
But now, correct me if I'm wrong, but do you know what this means in regards to the sets? Because I think this means we go to 3rd set for a Bubba.
I think we're seeing a booba.
I have been chewing. I have been begging for a Bubba. All the staff was like, no Bubba for you. But you know what? Sometimes everything just comes together to make a beautiful miracle. That is Bubba.
A miracle.
He is a miracle.
Man, I love Boba sets. I hope our teams aren't demotivated though. Giving I don't know, going into the next set, it's a little bit demotivating, of course, to get 4K5 on any killer. So hopefully Hysteric is not looking too bad going into the next sets, and they keep their spirits up. That is a bleed out, so I mean it's 4K5 with the bleed out, but it's still a 4K5.
Yes.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to Champions of the Fog. We are here once again on Caliphate's perspective on the Bubba this time, and we're gonna see a Bubba on Blood Lodge, which is an exciting set, I think. And looks like Anato trying to wave a little bit, saying hi, and possibly going to be in chase in a second if Gallifake wants to commit. Does look like we want to commit to Zach here, and yeah, taking chase around the main building. I am once again joined by my co-caster Bob. Bob's still recovering from the 4K5 on the doctor's
That's
set.
okay.
How are you doing? Oh,
Well, not. I'm doing great, but I'm not sure who Natu is. He just got chainsawed. Um, he might. Don't even have a band-aid, cold compress, aspirin. Oh, that's okay.
And yeah, we hear a scream in the distance. I think that might have been a pain res. And in the meantime, somebody cleanses a totem. So that's 2 perks revealed. I think we had corrupt as well. There's so 3 perks. And that is going to be Tori at check. Hanato on the hook as well. And I think we might be wanting to proxy this a little bit. Bubba is a very good killer to proxy hooks. And I think Gallo knows that. That was a very early down as well.
Yeah, Bubba might be a bit known for proxying hooks on occasion.
You thinking a
Just a bit,
little
just a bit.
basement insidious
Yeah.
throwback?
Well, I'm sad we can't see that anymore in matches with the anti-camp.
Yeah. Maybe in comp someday where anti-camp isn't allowed.
That's
So I
yeah, but you still get the
mean
information, right? Insidious doesn't mean anything.
yeah, and yeah, true. You can also calm you have
Also, just
comms.
say he's standing in the corner. He's looking at me. You do get the save though, but
Ooh, that's
oh,
actually a
okay, not
save. That's actually a successful
yes.
save. I
Very good.
expected something to actually go down there, but I was proven wrong.
All right, we're trying to be a flick Bubba. Are we gonna succeed? Not quite, but we're playing much safer with pallets this time. Zach has learned his lesson.
Is that a smash hit, do you think, coming out?
I think so. He looked quite. Yes, he is quite speedy.
Yeah, maybe that is why he went down in the first place. He was greeting for that stun earlier, I think. But
Respectable.
did successfully get it off this time. Oh, okay. Maybe
Next time.
not this time, though. It is going to be going down. It's pretty hard to time Bubba cells like that, to be fair. So it's going to be going back on the hook. Near a high progress generator, unfortunately, but does this double come out in time?
I think it does, but I think we're gonna get a smack for it. Yeah, yes, we are. Oh, gonna try and take the hit, but yes, generators before teammates.
And we saw a little bit of breakout. I actually wondered if breakout would matter there for a second. We saw the breakout icon on the sidebar from Rebecca.
Great
But
blind.
oh yeah, very good blind. And Boofy taking chase into this tile. This is, I mean, not even a bad tile against Bubba. We have this chaining into a pallet. But Hanato is getting unhooked in the meantime. I don't think. I mean, if we tunnel this, do the rest of the gens get done, though, is my only worry. Because we are at 2 gens.
It depend on the chase. He isn't able to get too far, but he does have some fairly solid pallets. I just have to force this down.
Yeah, this game, I think, rests on Hanato's shoulders right now. How long can he survive? He does not greed for the stun this time, just drops it. But I think that also, I mean, oh, he has a pallet here, and he is going to get the stun. Windows as well, so we can path pretty well, use our pallets efficiently.
Yeah,
And I
definitely the best
mean,
person to be in chase.
yeah, for sure. I'd expect Shack Pallet is going to be going down here soon. Yep.
So we see the last gens are being done in the distance. Oh, and we do get that.
Yep. Hanato is going to be going down. And we see on the sidebar, though, from Hinata's perspective, that the last gen is very close to being popped. Um, Unfortunately for Gallifake, so I mean, this might not even be the best result. Tunneling this out might have been a bit detrimental because that's 3 hooks on the same survivor. And yeah, as I say that the last gen does get popped, no haste boost in the side, so we know it's not no-ed or anything like that, but I mean, we do still have a chainsaw, so we are in a little bit of
No, it
danger.
doesn't mean anything when you have a chainsaw. Honestly.
Exactly. Oh.
Oh, and these hits past. He's happy with these. He's gonna go for more. He realizes. I think there's a bit of a walk though over to the other door. They're gonna get it open though. I think he's just gonna have to accept a 2K. Very
I
respectable.
I mean, 6 stages, it's hard
Yeah.
to say because Bubba on a strong map Blood Lodge is, I mean, Blood Lodge is a good map. It's a lot of pallets, so it's hard to say what a result he can get on this map. But yeah, 6 stages on 2 survivors, so we're gonna have to see that and see if the Bubba player in the next match can beat that. So stay tuned, everyone. We will see that in the next set.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to the final set, final match of the day. The classic, obviously the classic Bubba Blood Lodge. You know, it's everyone's done it. I've just done it so many times I can't even remember. How about you, Jay?
Yeah. I've done that one time, maybe.
Yeah, definitely.
But that is gonna be a stun, a very good stun on the main building pallet, and we see some scratch marks choosing to drop Chase to go over to this truck at the 9 side, and Claudette taking Chase towards the shack now. Shack is a pretty strong area, and we do see some pallets on Paradox's windows of opportunity, and like so she can just go from pallet to pallet and not really have to worry about it too much, but that is going to be a chase dropped on Paradox. We are now on Nia, and Nia also has a pallet, so Bubba is going to have to chew through some pallets this game, I think. An M1 coming through.
Just gonna take the M1 instead. And you know what? He's a hungry boy. I think he can munch through these pallets.
No, for sure. We saw some I think last game there was a bit of ping, maybe some greed for smash hit, and a lot of hits through pallets. So probably good that our survivors this time are just choosing to drop, playing it safe. But that is regardless going to be Nia going down. I think that's agitation coming out from Boofy. He looks pretty fast, and corrupt is over now that our survivor has gone down, and the gen has popped in the distance. I mean, oh, was that pain res? That was pain res as well. So, 3 perks revealed now, and Boofy is, I think, playing for their win con. We're not even choosing to camp the hook. We know that we need some fresh stages to get the win con, as the tie was 6 stages on 2 fresh. So 6 stages on any more than 2 fresh would be a win.
We're trying to get some sneaky mind games, but we started a little early, so we're not gonna get enough chainsaw for it. He's gonna play the Z wall. I'm gonna take another M1, get out of this position.
Yeah, sending it towards the main building. I know this pallet over here was dropped earlier, so Lara might be in kind of troublesome spot. Yeah, a bit of a dead zone, and is going to be going down on the corner of the map to an M1. You know what? I actually like the way Boofy is playing this, playing it pretty safe, just collecting those pain res hooks, collecting the fresh. And I mean, the downs aren't crazy fast. They're not crazy slow either, though. It's in a good spot for the win condition, I think. We are charging along, and that is 2 stages out of the 6 we need for the Tycon/WinCon, depending on how many fresh. And yeah, we see another survivor. That's Claudette. I think maybe gonna go down. No, it does not go down.
Now the slow charge time saved them, thankfully. It was very risky, very scary, and we have a lot of pallets, but we're definitely going through them at quite a fast race with 3 gens remaining.
No, for sure. And we remember from earlier, this is our windows of opportunity survivors. So just bouncing from pallet to pallet. I mean, I'd assume that's what you could do regardless of whether or not you have windows of opportunity, but definitely helps a bit. And that's gonna be a very good vault by our Claudette. Papa getting a little bit lost here for a second. I think a little bit turned around, and Claudette just playing these windows very, very well. Um, ooh, might be a switching
Claudette
targets a
has,
little bit onto Ace though.
yeah, the Claudette has turned into an ace. Very neat magic trick. We're gonna run to Shack, but we don't have much there.
Yeah, Ace heading into the shack area. I believe, yeah, this pallet was dropped. Ooh, we see a bamboozle coming out on the window too, so Ace is a little bit zoned. I believe, was this pallet dropped earlier? I can't remember. No, it
No,
was
it wasn't.
not. Okay.
Not gonna greed for the pallet. Another gen, and it looks like the last. Yep, there he is. The last gen gonna pop. Not actually getting. He's gonna have to get a bit of a slug going because he's only got 2. It's not enough. Okay, we got 1, but we need more. 5 is not enough, even with death.
Yeah, maybe playing it safe was a little bit risky after all because we have a bit of longer chases on Bubba, given the map. So, I mean, 6 stages, just getting that last survivor camped out was pretty valuable for Gallifake in the last game. And that's going to be Claudette going down, though. So, if we get a hook on Claudette, but then also that death onto Ace, that would actually be the win, right?
Math is hard, but I believe so. I think we do have 3 flesh now, so that is very, very good. And the door is being opened here, though. I don't think we're gonna make it in time, unfortunately.
Ooh. Yeah, very efficient survivors getting that pickup and the door because I think both of them were in that area. So yeah, I think that's gonna be the win going to Gallifey's team, right? That was Bombom taking the
It's
win.
gonna be Bombom taking the win.
Yeah. So I mean that was actually kind of down to the wire. That was really
It
close there
really
for a
was.
second. I didn't realize how close that was until just now, but yeah, if Ace hadn't gotten picked up there, that would have been pretty bad for our survivors, but they were on a very efficient time there, so very well played to them for sure. But yeah, that's gonna be the win going to Bombom.